skill to see if you can get home, man. And then very excited to have you on, man. Like I said, I've heard so much about you. I had an opportunity to meet you one night over at Fox Creek.
Yeah,
My son goes to Fox Creek. Kobe Sims, that's my son over there. Like I said, Coach Wade, one of my best friends, he brags about you. I think I'd have
that's my
heard you.
brother, man.
Yeah, man, I'd have heard your name more than so then actually had the opportunity to talk to you.
Yeah.
Introduce yourself, Coach.
Man, Patrick Scipio, I'm the associate head coach at Talladega College, from Trinidad and Tobago, so I'm an international guy, man. Did the whole hoop dreams, played college, at UTT in Trinidad, Wiley College, did the GA stuff, Division One, assistant men's basketball coach, junior college, and I was the head men's basketball coach at Denmark Tech. And now I'm over here, man, just honestly living the dream, trying to pour into people, trying to just, give back to the game that gave it all to me, in all honesty, man. So it's
Yes,
a
sir.
blessing, man. I'm
Yes.
living the dream. I can't complain.
Also, growing up in Trinidad and Tobago, how did basketball become a part of your life?
Man, that's a real interesting question. It's really I always had a passion for sports. Uh, I'm giving away all the gems here because I was actually martial arts first, right?
Okay.
So like just timing and stuff like that, I was real interested with just general competition from doing that. And lo and behold, like the guy he's right behind me, right? I ended up
Okay.
seeing like a Kobe highlight, I think, on SportsCenter. I was like, who is that guy? That guy is it, right? And
For
from there,
sure.
the love for the game just started rolling. Got the Michael Jordan tape, started watching basketball, and just fell in love, man. Because in Trinidad, basketball is like the probably the second to last popular sport, right? So
Hmm.
it's just passion for the game, seeing different guys, just fell in love with the beauty of the sport, just you know and just love the competition, the camaraderie. Just fell in love, man. Just took it from there.
Yes, sir. Being from outside the U.S., what challenges did you face trying to get exposure?
Man, too much. Real quick shout out to Mario Davis, at Caribbean Hoops and Johnson Weeks. He's one of the most integral parts of me being here, but it was a lot of challenges. Man, just even getting respected, right? So and we had a academy basically that went on AAU tours every summer. So I've been
Mhm.
to the US. Before I got recruited, I was to the US probably 4 summers before I even got a shot. I got invited to a JUCO camp. So it was a lot, man. And it's crazy that I tell American guys, y'all are truly blessed. Like y'all have coaches readily available to you coming to your practices. I literally had very few opportunities to play in front of college coaches, and when you did, coming from a foreign country, you had to be overly prepared
For sure.
because it's a million people that play basketball. Why would they
Mhm.
take you, right? So it was God definitely had a plan, but for sure when the time was available, I was blessed to be ready and able to take the opportunity.
What position did you play? And if you were from the U.S.,
Mhm.
what do you think your recruitment would have looked like?
Man, it'd have been different.
Okay.
But what position I played, I was playing the point, but when I got to the US, I realized I wasn't a point guard. I just handled the ball, loved to shoot. Like
For
I
sure.
wasn't a point guard, right? So that was like a culture shock. I was like, man, I thought I was a point. And that's the experience guys here over here experience who they think that they're one thing, then they're not. When you get to the
Mhm.
college level, the game is extremely competitive. You have to be elite at what you do. And my recruitment, if I was here, it would have been interesting, all right. I think it would have been easier.
Mhm.
But environment shapes how you behave sometimes. But I think how I was grounded, how I was raised, I would have been who I was regardless. So I think it would have been easier, and I'd have definitely had more opportunities. And I just saw Mario hop on the live. That's the guy right there. He got me on here, man. I always give credit where credit is due.
Got
Hmm.
you, got you, got you. So what was it like making that transition from UTT to playing college ball in the US?
It was tough, man. It was tough. I played on a team right now. Our head coach at Talladega College, I played for him. Is It's a great story, man. His name is James
Mm,
Hartsfield. They call him Coach Sticks. I got over there. I thought I was really good. I come to find out that I was just good, right?
okay.
We played a we played on a team that was nationally ranked at the NAIA level. We were crazy, man. We were ranked number 7, so it was almost like coming from being the guy to being one of, right? And it's a
Mhm.
transition, man. And I think You learn valuable lessons like basketball is a microcosm of life. You learn how to deal with adversity. You learn how to build relationships. You learn how to wait your turn. And I believe that if guys understand that you got to trust the timing of your life, like you got to work hard, put your head down, be happy for people, not be
Hmm.
malicious, because I don't believe if you have a nasty heart, God gonna bless you. So
Sure.
it was a lot of things that I had to learn. But that first year here was the hardest year of my life and the best year of my life in concurrently, if that makes
So,
sense.
so before I can get to that next question, I'm gonna take a part of what you just said. Basically, being a big fish, being a small fish in a big pond, and being well, being a big fish in a small pond, and being a small fish in a big pond. What advice do you give high school kids coming into the landscape of college basketball now with the transfers and the older guys, like what like if a kid was great in Augusta, but then they get to Atlanta, like what advice do you give them to deal with that adversity?
Man, is first thing I tell people, the worst person that you could lie to is yourself, right? You have to be honest with yourself, and if you're honest with yourself, you will know where you're actually at to where you
Mhm.
think you are. So if you're honest with yourself, that's the first step, and then you have to put in the requisite work. Life isn't fair. I don't think that kids understand that at all. So, for example, some kids might be naturally more athletic. You have to work harder. Some kids
Mhm.
can naturally shoot. You might have to work harder, or vice versa. You might be a better shooter and you have to work on your athleticism. But you got to know where you're at, and then you have to work. Like it's no secret to getting better, but work is no secret sauce, guys. Like I'm telling you, you have to get in the gym, you have to work, and you have to be willing to be pushed past your comfort zone. It's nothing is gonna happen if you're not um willing to work. And it's not a secret. I promise you. It's all it is work and being honest with yourself. The struggle that I run into even recruiting guys now, they don't know where they actually are and they don't
Mhm.
have somebody that's going to tell them like this is where you are, right?
Mhm.
You
Mhm.
got to find the right people in your corner that's going to tell you the truth. But the first thing is you can't lie to yourself
For sure.
because
For
and
sure.
then the game will never lie to you. So the
For
results that
sure.
you're getting is where you
That's what you
actually at.
got.
That's where you actually at.
So you were known for excelling academically also. So how important was balancing school and athletics for you?
Man, it wasn't even a choice, brother. Coming from a Caribbean household, it's not a choice. So it was ingrained that you had to do both. I always brag on I had a cousin who was a doctor. So like it was always we in the same high school, and I did well, but compared to her, like I was like, man, I'm not good at school. But Nah, I always you know, I knew it came with the journey, like the cliche student athlete, and for me, I had to check every box. I had to. I
Mhm.
didn't have the opportunity to take schoolwork for granted, and it's upbringing, the people around you. I tell people like you see who's around you and you could tell yourself that's how you're gonna be. So you gotta surround yourself with the right people. But
Yes, sir.
it wasn't a question, man. I had to do well academically and then after a while it grew on me. And now just I pride myself. I see Sean on the live who's one of our standouts. Like I tell the guys all the time, I pride myself on being academic and being a student of the game and just um
Yeah.
just striving on that side.
Yes,
It's part
sir.
of it.
Yes, sir. So, what moment from your college career that defined you as a player? When did you know, like, oh yeah, I probably can do this at a higher level?
Man, it was back home in Trinidad. Actually, it was at I think two moments. We had a exposure camp, and which Mario, Jonathan Weeks, Caribbean Hoops, the guys Stefan Dillon, they hosted a camp, and it was basically like everyone from the Caribbean, even some guys that had JUCO was signees and came back to play in the camp, and I really did well. I was like, and I did well, and it was almost like, man, this was kind of not hard, right?
For sure.
Right. So and as you said, like it was being a bigger fish in a smaller pond. But then when I got to college, I had to real like that was the next defining moment. Like it's no secret I didn't play a lot my first year, and like I got in the game on defense, got a steal and got a dunk. And I was like, oh, I just have to work harder, right? It's like I
Yeah,
said
that's it.
before, just like it's just a different level of work. So it was two defining moments when I realized I could play at that level. Then I had to realize it's another level.
It's
It's
still
always
another
another
level,
level.
for
It's
sure.
always another level,
For sure. So
most definitely.
I always ask the kids that's on here that have been on here that's in college. what was their adverse moment? What was a moment that they had to deal with adversity where they could have just gave up? So after going undrafted in 2019, what was your mindset during that time? Were you done, or were you like, okay, it's maybe time to turn the corner?
Man, to be honest, again, I was honest with myself. I knew what it was, right? And I understood that my playing career didn't have far to go, and I was cool with that because, again, like I I'll say this to the players that your basketball life is very short. Even if you play a pro, the only basketball life that isn't short is LeBron James. Like that's crazy. That's another story, right? But your college, your basketball life, your athletic life is very short. And I was always planning ahead. So my mindset, it was still tough, going through that identity crisis because you know you hold your identity and your athleticism. So, but I had a plan, and I kind of just put one foot in front of the other. I accepted where I was at, and I know I wanted to be involved in the game. I went and got my master's in sports psychology, dived into that and understanding basketball and understanding performance on the strength and conditioning side. I had a plan, so the biggest thing is, man, I'm gonna say it 10,000 times probably, right? But you guys, you have to be honest, and the game will take you places. If it wasn't for basketball, I would not be here.
Yes,
My
sir.
journey wasn't necessarily to be an NBA pro, but it was to be a college coach, which I'm
Hmm.
eternally grateful for. So it wasn't, it was tough. I won't say it wasn't, but I embraced it and then just
Hmm.
pivoted and kept going, kept going.
So how did the opportunity to step into coaching come about for you?
Man, it was a very interesting journey. So when I got done with playing, I went back home to Trinidad for a while. So I worked with Mario, Jonathan Weeks, Stephon Dillon, something we had the lab, which was like individual training. Like that was before it was before it took off to what it is
Hmm.
now where we got player development coaches,
For sure.
and I really developed a knack for getting people better, and
Hmm.
that's how it started. But that was even before I went to do my masters, so that was the gap between I went to when I did my masters, and
Hmm.
when I applied to do my masters at Southern Illinois, I ended up reaching out to one of the guys on the team that I knew who was from Trinidad. Like he had Trinidad parents, so it was, man, God is all over this journey. I couldn't plan it,
For
right?
sure. For sure.
And so when I got there, got into the runs with the team, and the coach asked me, like, he's like, "Hey, do you want to come on as player development?" And that was it. Like my first real in was in a Division One team, and
Hmm.
it was crazy. So I got all the experience, I got all the game, got this soak in all the information. And guys, your journey does not start at the top. You have to clean, you have to pick up food, you got to drop, you got to do everything. But in that space, I took in all the things that I was supposed to take in, and definitely took off running from there. So
Yes,
started
sir.
as a GA Division One, then got opportunity to be assistant coach in junior college in South Carolina, became a head coach, and just kept it pushing, man. Just embraced every opportunity to progress. But God definitely had a plan. I can't take credit for how it
For
played
sure.
out.
For sure. How was it being such a young college a head coach at a college? I'm sure your players thought y'all were homeboys more than you were you were their college coach.
Man, it was a learning experience for me. I truly believe that being young made me very relatable, but I had to be extremely tough at times.
Hmm.
I had to be over the top being tough at times because of the age difference. But I truly told the guys like I understood where you're coming from because I'm young enough, but I'm old enough to understand the maturity that is needed and the work that is needed to get you where you need to be. Um, it was tough, man, but I truly enjoyed it. All those guys in my initial teams that I had over in Denmark, I truly have a huge space for them in my heart because they I grew up had to grow fast as a head coach and understanding the game, not just understanding the game, the dynamics of leadership, which is, and let me say this to all the aspiring coaches, you think that because you know basketball, you could coach it. It's a lot more than just understanding basketball. It's relationships, it's managing budgets, it's understanding the politics behind the scene. It's not just coaching. Coaching is the 1% that you see, and not to mention recruiting. That's a beast of its own. But yeah, man, it was. I loved it. I loved it. I thought I was ready. Had a lot to learn, but it was challenging, but I thoroughly enjoyed it.
So coaching in South Carolina, I'm sure you know some of the like a name like I'll drop like Sean Mims.
Hmm.
He's one of the guys over at Utler.
Hmm.
Sean is one like as far as in basketball and coaching and anything in the basketball space, he's one of my mentors.
Yeah.
And Sean says one he has this quote, everybody think they're a coach until they move one seat over.
Most
Uh,
definitely.
so, like I said, maybe you can speak on that. People think like just you can't coach. He always say you can't coach from the stands. Like
Man, hey, it's something that you can't explain till you got to do it, right? So I
for sure.
like just being 1,000% honest, because I came from Division One and because I saw it, even when I was the assistant at Denmark Tech, I was like, yeah, I was ready. Intellectually, I was right. I'm not
Hmm.
downplaying that, but when you it's a literal mentality shift that happens when you shift across to being a head coach, and every single decision means something.
Hmm.
Good, bad, and different. Everything weighs a decisional balance. It's not just, oh, I make a sub and that's it. You have to think about, I make this up. How is this affecting the game? How is it affecting the outcome? And then how is this affecting the recruiting? The who's? It's a lot of decisions. Is being a head coach is about making decisions every second of the day and
Hmm.
understanding, man, even just understanding what to ignore, like
For
people
sure.
talking crazy in the crowd,
For sure.
uh, players acting up. It's a lot. And if you're not mentally mature, it's not for the faint of heart. Trust and believe.
What was your hardest adjustment going from player to coach, yo? I know that I hear from a lot of players to coaches where they have that time when they like, man, I still want to play, but they have a lot to give to the game. They just can't get like they just can't give up the player. So what was how was that adjustment for you?
Man, it was tough, but um, shout out to Coach Andre Payne, who was the athletic director and my first head coach at Denmark Tech. He told me something real interesting. He said, "There's players and there's coaches, and you have to decide. You can't teeter the line because when it
Hmm.
comes time to make correction, they're gonna be like, how you gonna correct me on my jump shot? You just missed, right?" So
Hmm.
it's understand that you have to, if you want to be successful in anything, you can't be 1 foot in and 1 foot out. You have to draw that line, and I know how successful I want to be and the impact that I want to make on coaching. So it was easy. I still hop in drills with guys and show them I could dunk, I could shoot, whatever the case may be. With it just to show them like, but I'm not competing against players. Like I
For
don't
sure.
like even though I want to hoop. If I want to hoop, I'll get into the gym by myself. I take shots. I keep in shape. Those things. But as far as playing, it was easy to kind of put it down because I knew what I wanted to do on the coaching side.
Mhm. So as a coach now, switching gears, as a coach now, what are some top things you looking at in a high school recruit? I know it's different things once you go look at college guys, but what are some things that you're looking at on and off the court for high school recruits? I know
Uh,
with the landscape of things now.
Yeah, um, yeah, it's a lot, but obviously, without our start with the base of talent, they have to have the talent, right? That goes without saying. But now the biggest thing that I'm looking at, man, I want to see you when you're horrible. Like I want to see your worst. I want to see you at your worst. So like I'll pop in practices. I want to see how you deal with adversity, because the college season is long, and I want to see how you deal with adversity, how you respond to it, when things are not going your way. That's the biggest. That's who you truly are. Um,
Hmm.
when you met with adversity, it reveals you to yourself. That's who you are. I want to know who you really are because it is a relationship that you're building with players, but it is a significant investment. So
Hmm.
that's one of the biggest thing. And off the floor, the guys think it's a joke, but we watch your social media
Hmm.
thoroughly. We watch what you repost. We watching if you post a young boy or whatever you vibe into.
Hmm.
We need to know those things, because we need to know who we bringing into our house, if that makes sense. So
Hmm.
more so than anything, the biggest thing for me is looking how you deal with adversity. Over here right now, we need tough kids mentally and physically, and kids that cry and complain about fouls and referee this and yeah, I thoroughly hate that. So if you try to come to Talladega College, don't cry, don't complain. We don't do that over here. So yeah, it's those are the main things though. Obviously the talent, the classroom, those goes without saying. But then I'm looking to see how you deal with adversity because that's the real you, and then
Hmm.
just what you do when no one is looking, how you interact with people, the relationships, all those
And
things.
I know, like I said, I know with my kid, you one of his favorite coaches because he told me you'll just
Okay.
throw little messages at him every now and then,
Yeah,
checking
yeah,
on him,
yeah.
making sure he's good. But for a kid, just for the kids that's watching, what are some of the do nots when you're in the stands? Because some kids who know that you're there, they'll start. trying to go ISO. They'll start shooting the ball from volleyball. They'll start, and it's like they overdoing it. What are some not to do's when they see Coach Scipio in the stand?
The worst thing to do is try to impress me, right? So if I'm in the stands, I don't want to speak for all coaches, but most coaches, if they come to see you, they're pretty aware of what your talent is and they
Hmm.
know what you do. And also, that is also a mental test for players as well. Like, how do you behave when you think that people are looking at you compared to how you behave when you think someone is not looking at you? I'm looking to see if
Hmm.
you're trying to do any, say, for example, if I'm coming to recruit a pure point guard who I love how they pass the ball, how they get the teammates involved, and all of a sudden he wants to go for 40. I'm out,
Yeah,
right?
I don't need to see this. Yeah.
You try, yeah, this not what I came for, right? So be yourself. And again, it goes back to being honest with yourself and having the right people in your corner, like understand, like this is what I'm good at. This is what I'm trying to be. So I'll say the best advice is just be yourself. Don't try to do anything that you're not because it's easy to see guys. I don't know if players understand how much basketball college coaches look at, and we could tell pretty quick if you're doing something that you're not used to. It's easy to see. So
Yes,
just be
yes,
the
sir.
best advice is be yourself. Be yourself.
Yeah, yes, sir. What
Mhm.
impact do you want to have on the next generation of players coming up behind you?
Man, I just want to positively impact lives. That's the truth. I have name dropped 10,000 people, but I had a bunch of people along the way that positively impacted my life and just helped me be a better man, right? And push my life forward. I got my education. I saw the world. I was all over flights, seeing different experiences, man. I owe it all to obviously to God first and then the game. So I want to do the same. I want to provide opportunities to people like someone did for me. Um, just help develop strong young men. I think just as a sidebar in society, we becoming kind of watered down as men and understanding that
Yeah.
we lead and we provide and we set the
Hmm.
standard. So it's just relaying that message, understand that it's not uncool to be smart. Like I don't know what that is now. Like
I'm,
it's
I'm telling you.
I don't know, man. It's cool though, but it just just trying to provide a good example and understand that hey, to be successful in life, you have to work hard. You have to have the right people, and everything goes hand in hand. How you treat people, how you interact, your integrity matters the most.
Yes, sir.
Even when you think people are not watching, you are what you continuously do. That's one of the guys laugh at me. They say like I have 1,000, I have a quote book that I walk around with, but nah, you are what you continuously do. So the impact that to be to short, man, like what I'm trying to do is just provide positive impact lives in whichever way, if it's for one season, one semester, one conversation, like even Kobe, right? Like I just touch
Yeah.
base sometimes. Like I just want
Hmm.
to be encouraging to people that are doing the work, even if
Hmm.
it's just a conversation. I want to make sure that you know that you're seen. That yeah, just do the work and
Yes,
God will
sir.
do the rest.
Like I said, as a parent, I really do appreciate that. Because with him being uh one of the top kids in the state, and what I'm saying, and that offer hasn't come yet, a lot of
Yeah,
interest for him to hear from a college coach is like, okay, it
yeah.
can keep him a little
Yeah,
encouraged.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And
And,
that's it, man. You literally that's the point because I think sometimes and I know how it is. Guys get it
mhm.
discouraged when they don't get that offer, but you might be right there. You
Yeah,
might be right there. So just keep
yeah,
going. You
for
right, you
sure.
keep going. Yeah.
For sure.
Hmm.
So a last couple before I get you up off of here.
Most
Um,
definitely.
give me a red flag from a parent that'll make you walk right out of the gym. You can give me a couple, but when you walk because Coach Wade, like I said, Coach Wade being one of Kobe coaches is like that was like one of the biggest blessings.
Hmm.
So with Coach Wade being one of my best friends, he tell me like, but I'm not one of those parents. I'm
Hmm.
not sure if you've been one of our games.
Hmm.
I just chill. I'm just
Chill.
watching
Yeah.
the game. But he'll say like, man, college coaches he in on the parents as soon as they walk in.
Oh yeah.
So what's something that a parent can do that some of those things that a parent can do that you make you walk out of the gym?
The top one is critiquing any coach. Critiquing any coach. It could be yes, your kid's coach or the opposite coach. I want
Hmm.
to see if your level is respect is there. Like and this is not just basketball. This is life. Like you watch. you watch people who are under certain leadership and they say certain things, it definitely reflects on that person, right? So if I know that your parents are exuding this behavior in public, I know what they do in private and what they're feeding into you. I don't want that nowhere close to me, right? So that's for me. That's huge. If I see any inclination in you critiquing coaches, oh yeah. And then the other thing is just not being able to control your emotions. Like it's especially like life is life. You get loud sometimes, but if you can't control emotions, jeering at players, or please just be a great fan. You don't you're not the set of the show. It's almost like even referees, like referees who try to take over the game. It's almost like parents got to understand like you're a spectator. You're not a coach, and that's fine to be passionate, but you got to understand you may hamper your kid's recruitment based on your behavior, right? So you,
Hmm.
you don't you don't want to be the roadblock to your kid being successful and moving on to the other level. So those are just two, but those are the ones I look for sure. If yeah, and you're right, we key in. I'm looking for your parent before I have a conversation. I want to observe them before I even talk to them.
For sure, for sure.
Yeah,
Next question. Um, if you could take five of your players from since you've been coaching college, and
yeah,
you could take them to an open run, who would be your five?
man, that's crazy. Yeah, that's very, 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 very tough. Um, yeah, that's very tough. Woo! Yeah, that's a tough one. You put me on the spot.
I hate to put you on the spot like that, coach.
Yeah, that is rough. I got a lot of guys that I love and care about. But I will say this. It's hard to put five guys, but what I would say is, um, that's tough for me. I can't even put into words because we have obviously got it's too much because it's
I
too
know.
many guys. But yeah, that's a lot of people.
Let's say your tenure in Denmark.
Oh yeah, that's better. Yeah, I could do that.
We could-
For sure. My guys at Denmark.
mhm.
For sure. Shout out to Kai Mani Murdoch. I love Kai.
Okay.
Kai has got to be there. Um, Kenneth Jenkins Jr. That's my guy.
Yeah.
Gotta be.
I didn't know Kenny played there when you was there. Yeah,
Oh
he was
yeah,
tough.
yeah.
Yeah, he was tough.
Oh yeah. That's. Um, Gotta go. Where I'm at? Three. Wait, two.
Mhm.
Two.
You
I'm
had
at
two,
two.
two.
Give me Eric Howard Jr. out of Marietta, Georgia. That's
Okay.
he did extremely well. That's a little unknown one for you guys. Where I'm at three. Oh, it's getting dicey. Give me Jalen Bing Wallace, one of our guys at Sound Division One out of that after his first year.
Okay.
That's four. This is tough. I got two guys that I'm thinking about right now. Either one that I go with, the other one gonna be bad. So I'm gonna call both of their names, and it's gonna be a coin
That's
toss. It's
fine. That's fine. I'll
is
give you a six man, coach.
yeah, Daquan Hamlet and Jake White gotta be
Okay.
one of my guys. Based on what they Daquan out of Goose Creek,
Okay.
and
Okay.
Jake White played at Myrtle Beach. So that would be Denmark is way easier. If you yeah, I couldn't do it,
Got you.
but yeah,
Got you.
it's too much.
Last question. Who would you like to see on the podcast? And you'll have to help me get them though. I think
Uh,
I got one in mind. He was
Talk to
on
me.
the your guy that you said help you. What's his name? Mario.
Mario, oh yeah,
I would
Mario
love
definitely.
I would love to
Mario
have Mario on here.
Mario Davis that is class personified, man. Is selfless, helped so many people you can't count, and did it all out of the love, man. Mario
Hmm.
Davis doing great things in Austin right now. Just he was the host for the one of the HBCU All-Star games. Great
Hmm.
man. Co-founded Caribbean Hoops, which I think we had 60 scholarships to the U.S. in the span of 3 years out of
Mm.
different Caribbean countries, man. Just a great guy, man. Like I met him when I was 13. He always talked about me doing 360 layups and all that. He just tell me to do the regular stuff.
For sure.
Yeah, yeah, for sure I could do that. Mario
And
Davis gotta have him on. Have him
that
on.
That'll be love. Appreciate you, Coach.
Most
So
definitely.
as you know, I have runs for different sections in South Carolina.
Yeah.
Next time we have one, I'm gonna definitely send out the invite. See, can you come through, check out some of the guys? I know I have multiple college coaches hit me like, "Hey man,
Hmm.
to get that much talent under one roof was very impressive."
What's that?
So next time I have a run, I promise you're gonna be the first person to get an invitation.
Hit my line, man. Let's do it. I'm gonna
Yeah,
be there.
yes, sir. All right. I appreciate you, Coach, man. I hope you
All
have a good
good,
night, man. Hey, I
man.
appreciate you doing this.
Man, thank you for having me on, man. It's a blessing to be a blessing, man.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you, Coach. You have a good night, man.
You too. Take care.
Yes, sir.